All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Yaka Kodesh, the belongings to the elders and apostles of written stone. Shalom to the elect wishing the third in truth and in sincerity. For those who have received mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. So I go straight into this lesson, dealing with perilous times ahead. So this is 2 Timothy 3 verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. So let's go into this word, perilous. We go to the Greek word kalepos. It's hard to do, hard to take, hard to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. So these are the days that are ahead, you know. Harsh, fierce, savage, dangerous, troublesome. And scripture refers to the times to come as well, the times of Jacob's trouble. So I wanted to listen to this and we can go in from there.
Be the bearer of bad news, but humanity is officially 1 second closer to world's annihilation. That's the official finding of scientists in Chicago who've moved their hands on the doomsday clock 1 step closer to midnight. It's now got 89 seconds to go, so 1 step closer than last year. It's the closest the clock has ever been to midnight in its 78-year history. The Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, which decides where the hands are set, pointed to the Russia-Ukraine war and ongoing conflicts in the Middle East.
Thank you all for being here today. It is the determination of the Science and Security Board of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists that the world has not made sufficient progress on existential risks threatening all of humanity. We thus move the clock forward. In setting the clock closer to midnight, we send a stark signal. Because the world is already perilously close to the precipice, any move towards midnight should be taken as an indication of extreme danger and an unmistakable warning. Every second of delay in reversing course increases the probability of global disaster. It is now 89 seconds to midnight. This is the closest the world has ever been to midnight. Joining us to make this announcement are members of the Science and Security Board, Herb Lynn, Suzette McKinney, Robert Sokolow, and Manpreet Sethi, joining from India. We also welcome special guest Juan Manuel Santos, the former President of Colombia, Nobel Peace Laureate, and the Chair of the Elders. My name is Daniel Holtz, and I am the Chair of the Science and Security Board of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. We set the clock closer to midnight because we do not see sufficient positive progress on the global challenges we face, including nuclear risk, climate change, biological threats, and advances in disruptive technologies. The countries that possess nuclear weapons are increasing the size and role of their arsenals, investing hundreds of billions of dollars in weapons that can destroy civilization many times over.
So you hear what I'm saying? What the countries around the world are doing. But that's prophetic. That's what the Lord had foretold you when I read Joel 3 verse 9. It's to proclaim this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshare into swords and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And when the scripture mention of beat your plowshare into swords and your pruning hook into spears, the money we they use for agriculture, for your economy, use that money to strengthen your military, develop new military weapons, whether I want to be from ICBMs or nuclear missiles, jets, tankers, surface to air missiles, any one of the above. But what? Invest the money in a military capabilities. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh, which represent the angels. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. Verse 14, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. And if you can understand by looking at the signs that are taking place, you know that the day of the Lord is nearer than when you believe, So going back to this clip.
Many times over. Meanwhile, arms control treaties are in tatters, and there are active conflicts involving nuclear powers. The world's attempts to deal with climate change remain inadequate, as most governments fail to enact the financing and policy initiatives necessary to halt global warming. 2023 was the hottest year on record, by far, and 2024 was even hotter. Advances in an array of disruptive technologies, including biotechnology, artificial intelligence, and in space, have far outpaced policy, regulation, and a thorough understanding of their consequences. All of these dangers are greatly exacerbated by a potent threat multiplier: the spread of misinformation, disinformation, and conspiracy theories that degrade the communication ecosystem and increasingly...
So that's a major talking point. The amount of information that is going out, The thing is, the elites believe them could keep control over the flow of information. But right now, them say them they have no power over it, Because Yahweh Shimon Shai is the one that really set up the internet, So the main purpose of this word going out, Esau's main purpose of this internet is for distraction, confusion, control, and manipulation. But we're using their technology against them, pushing out the words of Yahweh Shemi Shai, and they're gonna come against anybody that is talking against the narrative being pushed by the global elites, especially the men of the Lord.
The line between truth and falsehood. A statement summarizing these concerns is now available at thebulletin.org. All of us need to help raise the alarm. Our fervent hope is that our political, civic, cultural, and business leaders take bold action to reduce these threats and turn back the hands of the doomsday clock. Before we turn to questions from the press, I'd like to ask the former president of Colombia, Nobel Peace Laureate, and current chair of the elders, Juan Manuel Santos, to share his perspective on the time of the doomsday clock.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This clock is a stark diagnosis of our reality. At 89 seconds to midnight, the doomsday clock stands closer to catastrophe than at any moment in its history. The clock speaks to the existential threats that confront us and the need for unity and bold leadership to turn back its hands. In recalling the words of Nelson Mandela, the founder of the Elders, the most powerful weapon in the world is to sit down and talk. The solutions we need to confront the existential threats we face are all connected by a simple truth. We can only succeed if we act as one.
And so we have kind of a cipher really given to us. Daniel is a kind of a cipher for revelation. We can look at...
So, but not even really make a man go and spit him rhetoric when it comes to the scriptures, because they don't really understand it, yo. The true prophets of Yahweh Shimon Shai, they're out there on the highways and byways, letting the words of Yahweh Shimon Shai be known in the earth, yo, declaring the end of this age, this world only so glorified, boasting, being proud of. Yahweh Shimon Shai is about to bring this rulership to an end. Let's get Second Ezra 8 verse 50, and I read, For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And we are in the time in which we can see the signs of these things transpiring now. You can see people out of wax, worse and worse, colder and colder, disregarding even life itself. But these are the times that we're in now. Some perilous times are ahead. Now is the time to prepare yourself in the spirit for these times, knowing what's to come. As it is written in, let me get to this in 2 Peter's, First Peter's 4 verse 1, it read, For as much then as a Mashiach had suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind, for he that had suffered in the flesh had ceased from sin. And this is the mentality that we're going to need in the times to come, yo. As the second is just 16 verse 40 tell you, you're going to have to be like pilgrims upon the earth, yo. So now you have to prepare yourself for the battle. So this was edifying that I want to say, Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Yahweh Kodesh. Shalom.